Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GinJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Thursday, September 19th. Want to share some thoughts, some questions that I still have about the Jaguars defense. Overall, I am very impressed with Ryan Nielsen and his defense so far. I really am. Very good job. Not perfect, especially in the fourth quarter against Miami, first half against Cleveland, but good job overall, right? I think that the defense has done enough to win some football games. The offense hasn't really held up their end of the bargain, especially in the fourth quarter against Miami, and especially in the first half against Cleveland. So you see some corollary there, right? It's been like when the offense isn't playing well, the defense isn't playing well, and vice versa. So they've got to get that figured out. They've got to be able to play some more complementary football. But I do have some questions about the Jaguars defense, some thoughts. So you have a heavy rotation all across your defense. That's Ryan Nielsen's philosophy. He wants to keep guys fresh throughout games. He wants to keep guys fresh throughout seasons. I'm like, okay, is that how I've seen it done? A lot of times, no. Yeah, pretty much every team has a rotation up front on the defensive line, but like rotating your linebackers out, a little weird. Rotating defensive backs in and out, a little weird. Okay, that's fine. I don't hate it if your backups are getting the job done, which I think the rotation, especially at linebacker and in the secondary, the guys have, for the most part, been getting the job done. But up front, if you know that you're going to be a team that, again, employs a heavy rotation, guys going out there for entire drives that are backups, why trade Travis Gibson? You can say, well, because Eric Armstead's playing edge. Well, guess what? If Eric Armstead's playing edge, that means he's not rushing the passer against interior linemen, which is where he has his best advantage. Like, go watch him work in San Francisco. That's where he is at his best as a pass rusher. And he's barely been on the interior this year. So I don't like that. I really don't. And I'm sorry, getting Miles Cole, your 7th round pick, who I was impressed with throughout preseason and training camp. But guess what? The regular season is a different beast. And Travis Gibson has performed in the regular season throughout his career. Getting Miles Cole 12 snaps a game instead of Travis Gibson, to me, that's not it. Like, you'd be much better off if Travis Gibson was getting those reps. You would be. He's a better football player. I'll also tell you this, like, unrelated to Ryan Nielsen, outside of where they're playing Eric Armstead, because again, I think he should be playing more on the interior than he is at edge, and it's the opposite. But man, I really wish I was seeing Josh Hines, Allen, Devon Hamilton, Eric Armstead, and Aiden Hutchinson on the field together at the same time. I know this is a little bit of a tangent and a little bit of, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I said at the time, and a lot of people said at the time, you can't judge Trayvon Walker versus Aiden Hutchinson based on the first 2 years of their careers, because Aiden Hutchinson is ahead. But I said, come year 3, if Aiden Hutchinson is still way ahead of Trayvon Walker, that's when you start having a conversation like, yeah, Trent Baalke, you done messed up. And guess what? Aiden Hutchinson is still way ahead of Trayvon Walker. And I've sat here and told y'all, that was the first year I was doing the show. If I was drafting an edge, it would be Aiden Hutchinson, and Trayvon Walker wouldn't even be in that conversation. And I've sat here and supported Trayvon Walker. I root for Trayvon Walker. I still want Trayvon Walker to become the best he can be. But he just is not the level of pass rusher that Aiden Hutchinson is. He's not. He's not as good of a football player as Aiden Hutchinson. That's the way it is. So yeah. That's another thought. Not about Ryan Nielsen as much. But again, I do think Eric Armstead should be playing on the interior more. But that one's really more about, GM Trent Baalke. While we're at it, if it's so precious to get Miles Cole his reps, his 12 reps a game, 7th round pick who is not playing very well the first 2 weeks, then why is it not important to get Mason Smith reps to have him activated for a game in week 2? Or Jordan Jefferson, for that matter. Like Jordan Jefferson, you brought him in here to be a run defender. Like, make that make sense for me. It doesn't make sense. It makes zero sense at all. And so I think that there's something going on in that building we don't know about specifically. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, GM and head coach going back and forth at each other. I don't know what it is. But that does not make sense on the surface at all. I do get wanting to get Asazio Tomewo some reps on the interior. He can rush the passer. But, should Jeremiah Ledbetter really be active over Mason Smith? If we're talking about developing, what are we doing? You were happy to keep all these interior defensive linemen, but you said we don't need Travis Gibson because we've got Miles Cole. That doesn't make any sense to me. If y'all have some thoughts, let me know in the comment section below. And I just need the safeties to make a tackle, right? Andre Sisco's missed 30% of his tackle attempts. Antonio Johnson's missed 28.6. Those numbers, those are, I don't even want to say that's rookie numbers. That is, you cannot do that in the NFL. You cannot miss that many tackles. Now, I do want to give some credit. Again, I do think Ryan Nielsen, from a schematic standpoint, coaching these guys up, it's going pretty darn well. Josh Hines-Allen is playing fantastic football. He absolutely is. Foye Oluokun, Devin Lloyd, those two linebackers are balling their asses off. They absolutely are. They're playing incredible. Kudos to them. I think Ronald Darby's playing really well too, and I think Tyson Campbell was playing really well before he got hurt. Jarian's had some ups and downs. Buster Brown's had some ups and downs, but those guys are competing too and doing a pretty darn good job. Darnell Savage was doing a good job. Hopefully they're able to get him back. And quick injury updates, Evan Ingram, he is a little bit further away, according to Doug Peterson, from being able to play. And so I would doubt you see him Monday night. They're saying they're taking it day to day. They're trying to get Darnell Savage back for Monday night. They're getting him back out on the practice field. They're hopeful for that. Tank Bigsby's good to go, or at least on track, whatever that means. I would say that means on track to play Monday night. And hopefully they're able to get him more involved because he is a powerful runner. Again, I do think Nielsen's doing a good job overall. But still some questions, as we've talked about here. And I'll tell you what, you better hope, if you're Ryan Nielsen, that Chad Muma, Ventrell Miller, Yasir Abdullah, they don't make some mistakes in key moments. If they do, Duval is going to be rabid. They are going to be fired up. They are going to be angry. And, maybe rightfully so. I think it's pretty bizarre taking Foye Oluokun and Devin Lloyd off the field as much as they do. It's working, so I can't be you're making a mistake, because so far it's looked okay, because Muma and Miller and Abdullah, they've played well. But if those guys start making mistakes in key moments, if Miles Cole has a horrible play in a key moment, if Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker aren't on the field late in the game and something bad happens, that's a recipe. I think you're flirting with disaster a little bit there. We'll see how it plays out. I'm excited about it. I think the defense is moving in the right direction. Would really love to see Tyson Campbell being able to play, but obviously has the hamstring. I think that Ryan Nielsen's a real smart coach. I think he's a lot smarter than any of us commenting on this situation right now. But he has a unique philosophy with this rotation stuff. Not up front. Everybody rotates up front. But again, that was the one area, defensive end, where you kind of left yourself high and dry a little bit. I digress. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I'm wearing right now. Become a channel member here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one.